Hello beautiful people, welcome to my YouTube channel about somatic embodiment. My name is Eva and today I would like to talk about wounds and the journey of healing. So let's say the generation of my parents or grandparents, there was such a thing like they didn't talk about trauma. They would never share the bad events that happened to them. They would kind of keep everything to themselves, and there would be a lot of masks and a lot of pretending that everything's fine. And to have a therapist, let's say, it would be something that they would almost feel ashamed of, and they would never share that with other people. So I see the progress in nowadays where today we arrive to a point where we acknowledge the importance of trauma. We know that there is different traumas like collective trauma, ancestral trauma, personal trauma, and so on. And I'm very happy to know that people are aware, and they're happy they're encouraged to do self-healing. They're encouraged to seek therapy. And there's so many different therapies, there's so many different tools available nowadays. And I mean, for me, I really work with the body-mind approach, which works well for me, but I don't exclude also the mind-body approach, meaning from the mind, because I think they're connected together. Yet it is very powerful to open up the doors through the body. But it's a combination again. But I don't want to be talking about this. I want to talk about the wounds and how the danger of us starting to identify with our wounds in the process of healing. So in the process of healing, there is certain order that makes sense. And the first thing we need to do is becoming aware. We need to become aware that we have a wound that we need to heal, and become aware of the roots, the cause. Why do we have this wound? Then we need a support. We need a support, whether it's friends, family, or a therapist. And it's often a combination of things. And in this process of support, allowing the support to come to us, we also need to start sharing about our wounds, becoming okay with sharing, becoming okay to be vulnerable, open up, and not feeling ashamed about. And here there is now the third stage, and the third stage is where we come to a power, and then we move on with our healing process. And this is where lots of the time things get a bit tricky, because once we start to share about the wounds, once we go into the therapy, once we start this deep process of self-healing, it becomes quite it becomes in a way our life. And it also becomes a way that we start to relate with other, whether it's your partner or your friend. This kind of intimate sharing about wounds also invites the other person to share about their wounds. And there's a certain bond that feels quite intimate, and it kind of starts to also feel good. And there's nothing wrong about that, but there will be a moment where we need to come out of it. And this is what I want to talk about today. Because in this moment, we are starting to identify ourselves with the wounds that we carry from the past. And once we start to identify with them for too long, it will become contradictional to our healing. And this is the moment where we need to realize that. And we need to step into our power and realize that we had all that support, we have all this therapy, we have all these tools now. But now the only person who can heal you is you. The only person who can now heal me is me. And in this moment, it's up to me to decide that from now on, I'm gonna drop all that baggage, and I'm gonna focus on how can I live in the present moment, empowered inside of me, empowered and feeling safe within me, and drop the baggage and take all the lessons that comes from these wounds in an empowered way, and from there create the new reality for yourself. And so this is the moment where the big change happens, because you start to living a new reality. You really took that decision. You take the decision. You take that step to move forward now, from now on, and let go of these wounds. Yes, you had them. Yes, you went through the healing process. You learn. But how can you now be living in the present moment? And in the present moment, it's about being able to feel the joy, to feel the joy of just being alive. Because if I have still carrying all this baggage from the past, it will continuously alternate the way how I perceive the reality. So let's say I go outside and I see this beautiful rose, and I start looking at it, but then I have these memories of when my ex-husband gave me roses and then start yelling at me and gave me a slap or whatever. And all these emotions will arise. And so I'm not able in the present moment to really see the flower as it is. There is all that baggage coming, and my perception is blurred by all this past wound experience and what does that do to my reality in the now. So very important in your healing process, where you feel ready, notice, ask yourself question, am I ready to now step into my power and realize that from now on I can really make that decision, make that choice, and still be compassionate towards myself and towards all the things I went through. But stop identifying yourself with the wound. Stop talking about what happened to you, and and kind of nourish the past all the time. Nourish and bring it back again and bring it back again and share again, and it just, you kind of like entangle yourself in it, and it's really hard to let go of and move on. So I hope that this video has been helpful. If you have anything you would like to share with me, please drop me a comment. If you like the video, don't forget to like it. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I see you in the next one. Have a wonderful day.